Welcome. I'm your host, Robert Wilson, with Cowboy Wisdom Hypno Acuity, presenting 7 ways why I told my comfort zone con artist to shut the F up. The con artist is that little voice that talks you into things and out of things and just keeps everything in motion inside you, whatever your feelings, emotions, or thinking's going on. It's that little voice. And I caught my little con artist the other day. I was coming back from exercising and I was wanting to go home and I had my mind made up. And then as you get closer to the coffee shops or something, it starts saying, just one more time. Let's do it one more time. And I said, you shut the blank up. I've had enough of your ratatat crap for today. But it didn't shut up. So I opened up right then. You'll never ever have an inspired inner dialogue because the inner dialogue is present moment. So I had to tell the little guy to take a long walk on a short plank, go clank at the bottom of the sewer and float on out to the ocean because I had enough of him or her, whatever the hell it is. Because that little sockeyed fish, it likes to be a polydodger. A polydodger is a bluffing BSer that'll slide you back into yesterday or aggravate you or whatever it's got to do just to irritate you or to keep you quiet. And everybody says we don't have one. I've got that conquered. That's BS. I catch that little sucker every day. He's trying to polydodge me into delusions. So I just tell him to shut the F up. I got shit to do today and you're not involved. That doesn't shut up though. But here's the thing. It's about understanding what it's doing. And something I discovered while I was doing this, the biggest one is one more time. Let's do it today. Tomorrow we'll do it the other way. I said, that little con artist polydodger, he has to go. So the only way to expand out of that is you confront it right there. And everybody says, oh, I got this. And everybody says you got to be positive. No, you be calm and inspired on the inside. See, the thing about positive, it's external. It's more external. Inspired is in here. And see, something I've learned, you can never deal with anything in the external world. It's all communicated with in here. But that little con artist, he's funny in a good way some days. Some days you'd like to take him and kick him over the moon. It'd be fun watching him fly over the moon. Just think of that little polydodger going over the moon. A con artist polydodger football just boom over the moon. Get him the well out of my life. But he's never leaving. Or she's never leaving, whatever you want to say. Because it's mine. He's all mine. And he can do whatever he wants because he's going to anyway. And it's one voice you can never really quiet. They say you can do it, but I've never been able to, and I quit trying. Because I'll tell you what, you try, you cry. But when you understand it's deal with that right here, right now, you can question yourself out of it, and you can question him into taking a nap for a couple hours. But it's something that's awake and alive within you. But it's also awake to energize you. But the thing is we've been so taught to come from a pessimistic, stay in the comfort zone cloning. He makes it fun to do this with because you never know what the hell that little con artist is going to say or do. And every once in a while, he comes up with something pretty whimsical. And every once in a while, you just like to Jap slap him into next month. And, and that's one thing I have to admit, my little redneck ways come out every once in a while. Grew up on a farm. When you grow up on a farm and you come to the city, the farmers and the ranchers have a little bit different vocabulary. But it's fun. I like my redneck vocabulary, my cowboy wisdom. I like my farming, ranching roots. because they give me some grounding that ain't in the books or on the concrete. It's in the dirt. One thing about putting your hands in the dirt, it dares you to invigorate revolutionary trend-setting stuff. You know, when we was in a farming country, we had a better work ethic and more core values. Now it's all selfishness, and it's nobody's fault. It's just the times and the society. But it all comes down to that little con artist we all have inside us. And if you say you don't have one, that's fine. I have one, and I'm talking about mine. That little ornery little contrary. If I wasn't on the radio, I'd give him the fours and the fours, and then out the door. But it's funny. You know, when you wake up to admit you have something, you get to do whatever you want with it. You can make fun of it, laugh at it, because that's funny. I got a buddy. That's funny. And that's what I say. Sometimes when, things are going, you got the whole world caving down on you, an avalanche on this side, an earthquake underneath you, a hurricane here, and a tornado there. That's funny. All that does is take the little con artist away and quiets him down. You know, if you can laugh, you shut that little con artist down. He's got no humor. He likes to be contradictive, indictive, whatever. Seems like whatever he can do to irritate me or talk me out of something I want to do. And that he was good. He is good at it. And the thing about it is, I understand what's going on so I can communicate with it. And see, that's the thing we've never been taught, is to communicate with ourselves. So when I learned about, and I really admitted to this little con artist, I stopped being stuck in egotistical arrogance, know-it-all ignorance, revenge thinking, and self-help, personal growth, self-improvement. They want you to stay out here on the flat surface. And something I've discovered since 1997 when I started this, people want to talk about the surface. They want to talk about setting goals. They want to talk about this. But they never want to talk about the little con artist who's inside them, and they never really want to go deep into their life. And that's something Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity does. I go deep into myself. I like the deeper, the better, the more liberating I feel. And dealing with this little con artist, he's awakening my autonomous artistry to color him out of my life. Just think of what that feels like. Color that little con artist out. Just make him go blank. Then you can dress him up in a spider, as a six-legged spider with big old clown shoes, and he's just flopping around, and he's just doing this, and now he's not profound. Now he's just whatever the hell he is, or she is. And that's something we've never, ever been able to do and taught ourselves, is a con artist. He's the one that talks you in and out of things. And something I really understand for myself is he can talk me into anything if I allow him. So today's the day the little con artist has to appear as my sage. See, he can be positive and negative, but he can be positive, and he can speak my inspirations. He can express my inspirations, dissolving desperation, open up my aspiring adventures. See, you get a little rhyme in there, and you get some prime time, and you get some divine, and you get rid of the con artist. See, the reason I want to do this, I want to make fun of that little con artist within me. Because when I can make fun of him, I can laugh at him or her, or whatever the hell it is. Pain in the butt is what it really is. Excuse my language, but I'm going to give him one of my dad's favorite things. You know what that meant? I'm going to kick you up between your shoulders. And I didn't mind it, but he tried. I think a couple times he succeeded. But the thing is everything you think is in the outside world is in here. And see, like fear and revenge thinking and all this, you shed and shred it and dissolve it from in here and communicate it away. Everything you think is holding you back, you're communicating from within here. And that's all there is. And once you can do it, you can open yourself up to anything. And see, that's the thing. You want to rise, shine, and expand and open yourself up to receive the wisdom of the universe and all the material and all the money you want. But the thing is, we're so taught that we fall prey to this. Oh, I learned this in school and I got to do this because my parents did this. This is what society wants me to do. So I stay inside my little corners. How do you let society con you into what you don't want to do? All of us do. You know, people can tell me this and they tell me that. But when you start watching what they do and listening to them, it never goes on. It never goes on beyond that. The person you desire to be is in here. But it's an individualist you want to be because an individualist is uncontrolled by the outside world. And we've been taught that the outside world knows everything. That's the trouble. It knows everything. It understands nothing within people. Understand you're grand. You know you're bestowed below deck in a snowstorm of sabotage. Think and know is a con artist. And see, we have a comfort zone of where we've been. And people say they got out of it, but they just expanded the comfort zone. See, and something I really have opened up to is when I listen to what people say, and they use these words think, know, help, change, heal, create, transformation, and punctuated writings, I shut it off because it's going to take me nowhere. And that's one thing I really started to understand is the more people tell me, the more they smell of their own BS. If people are going to really help you, they're going to question you. They're going to ask you where you're going, what are you doing, what's this? You question people to the promised land. You think and know your way to the sewer of never do. Because this world been living in think and know for how long, and what's really, you look at the world, you take out technology, what's really different than it was in 1800s. The bottom line, it's the same. The only way your life rises is by you communicating all your unwanted stuff. And stop listening to that little con artist. He likes to see if he can make you dance in unsavory or uncertainty, or he just wants to make you dance in yesterday. But now when you get into that little energizing wisdom within yourself, he wants you to prance and dance on to your trails of triumph. How's it feel to be chauffeured onto your trails of triumph? Keyword chauffeured. See, it's easy. Just ride in a limousine. Take the ride. Get rid of the pride and the egotistical arrogance, know-it-all ignorance. Rise out of your education. Education is a medication of what everybody else wants you to know. I know that sounds kind of different, but it's true. We're living what everybody else wants us to know. Good, bad, or indifferent. But it isn't so much education as a foundation. Your intuition, imagination is beyond your con artist and everything about you because it's now. Intuition, imagination, innovation, your sleek, unique talents is here. There's no going back to the school books. Books and knowledge are good. However, everything that's written in a book is what somebody else wants you to know. And how does book snooker you in to your comfort zone? And then when you try to get out of your comfort zone, that con artist says, "Oh, yeah, but you know this." Wisdom is experienced out here. It's getting your hands dirty. It's having an understanding of the physical makeup of the world. See, it's like take a set of blueprints. It's all drawn out here on a piece of paper. But it takes wisdom to take it from there to put it in the air. And here's when I was working as an electrician, everybody said, "I hate underground. I hate this." Well, that's that little con artist. But here's the thing. It takes a craftsman to do underground work because you only get one chance. Anybody can put it above ground because you can take it out and put it back in. But underground is a one-time deal. And when you got 48 inches of concrete over the conduits, you don't want to be, because there's only one way you do that, and that's with a chipping hammer. And they make noise and they vibrate you and they just all day long. That's the way life is. Life is an underground turning on the lights of your life in the external world. It's all in here. The more I open up to that, the less the outside world has any effect on me, because the outside world is showing me my limitations. But whatever it's exciting in here, that's where I ask questions, communicate away, and do whatever I do. But that con artist, I caught that little guy. Oh my God, he was mischievous, mouthy. I saw something today. Somebody wrote and says, he told his daughter, he says, "You better check that attitude." And she says, "Yeah, but I got a sign that says, call the maker to straighten me up. You got to call the maker. Call the manufacturer to straighten it up." Ain't that kind of the way we are? We're the manufacturer. This out here is just whatever we desire it. But the more that inner innovator is speaking your inspirations, the less desperation from yesterday you hear. And see, that's the thing. It's the inspired innovator. You listen to that and express that and tell that little con artist to shut up. Go play trucks in traffic or go play in an alligator pit, but get the well away from me. But see, we're so afraid to offend somebody or say something that's out of the realm and out of the light of education, and we're afraid of ridicule. But I'm going to say this: ridicule and criticism are compliments to me, because whoever's doing the ridicule and criticism is listening to that con artist and all the negative things and their fears. Never mind. See, so when I understand, I told that little con artist, "Shut up." I get to innovate my world any way I desire. And that's the thing. Shut and listen to it, communicate with it, and then let your inspired innovator color the way out of it and pave the way to the promised land. And I am Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Hypno Acuity, Pure Liberation Television. And my website's mycowboywisdom.com. My email is robert@mycowboywisdom.com. This is about you liberating you from you. And that's all this personal growth, self-help, all this stuff. All it is sovereign expansion, pure liberation, politically incorrect inspiration, dissolving politically correct programming, little cowboy wisdom, resneck resolve, and FOF that attitude, and outlaw optimism. right to the sunshine. Anyway, I want to thank you, and may your day be blessed.